Welcome, everybody, to episode 18, season 2 of the Hooligan Sports Podcast. With me today, we got Josh and Rico, two of the guys. Unfortunately, Tommy's not going to be able to make it today, and Christian, I think, is joining us a little bit later in the episode.
Tommy is in Tijuana prison again,
Once
and
again.
Christian's trying to bail him out.
I'm glad they're there for each other in these,
Yeah,
these
that's what friends
tough
are for.
moments. But yeah, so kind of some big news in sports this week since we talked to
Bad
you all
news.
last week. A lot of bad news,
Lots of bad
especially in the
news.
baseball department, which
Yes.
obviously sucks
It's
for
almost
us.
depressing. It's so
Yeah,
depressing.
it's like it's weird because it's good being a Dodger fan in the sense that the team's competitive and they're really good and they for the most part spend money. But I feel like the last couple of years it's feeling bad as a Dodger fan because we've been like so close so many years, and now this year again, like we said last time, I feel like we're close as a team, and now as of yesterday, they're not even confident that we're gonna have a season at all this year.
It's just crazy that Manfred said a couple of days ago. He said, "Oh, during the draft, I 100% guarantee we're gonna
Yeah,
have a season this
exactly.
year."
He was
I-
guaranteeing a season.
the heartbreaking part is we're getting closer to 4th of July, which always kind of kicks off All-Star season. And we're supposed to have the All-Star game at Dodger Stadium. We're all supposed to go to
Another
the
reason,
home run derby as a hooligan, crew and
right?
watch an All-Star game. Now it's out of, conversation.
The worst part about the home run derby, I mean, the All Star game too, is like supposedly the rumor was that even if baseball comes or when baseball comes back next season, that the Dodgers would be skipped until the next opening, so they'd continue with Atlanta as
Yeah,
the All Star.
because that's already
Yeah.
planned out for the
Yeah,
next
that's
year.
already in
So they don't have
the
to come back around
works,
like another year or two.
which sucks because like obviously we've been waiting, and then like we said it, like everything else, I feel like it's being dangled in front of us. Like,
It, it's like it's like the Dodgers are cursed. I mean, come on.
it really
How many
does feel
how
like a
many bad
curse.
luck? How much bad luck do we have?
And the fact that we still can't see Mookie Betts play. Oh my God, that's the worst.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's the worst part. All these free agents that we got, and it's like, nope, not gonna
giving
see
up
them.
our prospects for to make a run at it this year, and then in spring training they're like, "Psych, you don't even get a run."
But
Yeah,
okay, I know Manfred and the owners are really a lot of blame. But is there any blame on the players for the situation too, by not taking consider taking a small discount
I
on a
mean,
prorated salary?
like we were saying
Because
last
I
time,
made a tweet. I made a tweet a couple yesterday. I said it's 75% owner's fault and 25% players' fault.
yeah.
I might be a little generous on 75% owner's fault. It might be 80 or 85, but
I
there has to be
mean,
some blame to the players.
yeah,
I
I
mean,
feel like they're not completely innocent for sure, but honestly, like we were saying last time, it's billionaires fighting with millionaires over money at the end of the day, right? And like you, you I guess sympathize for the players a little bit more, but even at the end of the day, everybody's at fault, and Manfred hasn't been doing himself any favors all year, even going back
yeah.
to the
Yeah,
Astros
I
and that whole
mean,
scandal.
you're right. It's something we can't compare to our personal lives, right? You're
I
talking
mean,
about millionaires and people that make over 700K, versus guys like us. But put in perspective, what if you were told, hey, you're going to take a pay cut,
Yeah,
but
well, a lot of people have been taking pay cuts.
right,
Not a big
right,
one, but not as much as the players. The owners want the players to take, but they are taking a pay cut. So
yeah, but
that's where I say they either taking a pay cut paying half their salary, but some people didn't get paid their salary while working, and they're coming back the same rate.
right, but the thing is, so with a lot of those people, even like with baseball players or any of these athletes, you got to think about unions, right? Unions are strong.
yes,
They're gonna fight for they're gonna fight
exactly.
for their players. They're not gonna say no. We're not taking no pay cut. Pay us what we're supposed to be paid. So that's what it is. It's a battle of unions.
And
And versus owners.
what's crazy about this is the CBA will be coming up in 2022, I
Oh,
believe. And if this
yeah.
is a
This
preview for anything the way the owners and the unions are,
Yeah.
so
get ready for
so
another lockout. Like 2021
oh
might be our only baseball in the next 3 years.
wait so
And
so wait so wait, that means All Star game was supposed to be 2020.
Yeah,
We have
that's not
yeah,
gonna
the goes
happen.
the
2020.
go.
It might be locked out for 2020. So we're not gonna get
Yeah, it might be
any
locked
All
out for
Star games.
2022.
So I
Right.
mean,
That's
it
rough.
totally sucks.
Why
It
am I
sucks
just coming to this realization now that carrot that's
because
being
Bustos
dangled in
broke
front of
your
us,
heart.
right, is
He
even
broke your
further
heart as he
away?
always does. He has to break
Classic
your
I
heart.
just thought
But it sucks, you know. I mean, yeah, you're not putting a show for the fans. You know, you're not playing for the love of the game. I get it. Also, it's your money,
Right.
but it's like, you know, coronavirus, man, it just ruined it.
Everything
And
continues
no sports league was ready for this. This wasn't coronavirus. These pandemics weren't in any of these contracts. That were,
no.
whether talking NFL, MLB, you know, NHL, any of these, and this hit everyone by surprise.
And it's
Like,
funny
what do
because
you do?
I know the leagues have like contingency plans on like somewhat catastrophic events, like say something horrible like a team plane or something. Like
Yeah,
they
or you
have
have an earthquake, right? You
or an
go play at
earthquake,
another
yeah,
stadium.
and they have these kind of plans in place. But I don't know if they had a
Something that's
pandemic,
global.
a global pandemic plan in place.
Only England had it planned with
Like
Wimbledon and the British Open golf
play,
tournament
Yeah.
having
I
insurance.
mean, what do
a
you put that
plague
in a
plan.
contract? Yeah, a
Exactly.
plague
Yeah.
plan, right? You know, in case there's
I don't know. They had
case
those guys had insurance, so they canceled because they have insurance, which is
But
crazy
I mean,
to think about it.
you could literally die by just breathing. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like, how do you put that in a contract? You know?
yeah,
So
and exactly, and that's just you're thinking about. There's like multiple liabilities, not only on the players, but now you're talking about the fans, and
we're
that's
talking
a
about
whole different.
staff. You're talking about
Yes,
trainers. You're
everything.
Well,
talking about
that's
back office people. You're talking about
that's the other
maintenance.
issue no one's really talking about right now is like who says we're actually gonna have a season anyway if the whole thing with
What
the
do you
whole
mean?
pandemic.
As far as what
Like
sport?
the sports in general, like some of the sports in general, like football, baseball, because there's a big groups.
Yeah. See, I mean, like you see the way the NBA is doing it, they have already like kind of established they're gonna have so many protocols. Like there's gonna be a mandatory quarantine when they arrive. They're like every day, they're gonna be taking their temperatures and
Yeah.
monitoring them. I think every other day they're gonna be getting a test to see if they
Yeah,
have it or not. So they have, they're
and if you
making sure they're doing their homework as far as keeping it a safe zone. And I guess it's gonna be like somewhat under lockdown over there at Disney World for
yeah,
them.
and if you leave the premises, you're already suspended for like at least a game.
Yeah, or they said
Or
if you
fine.
leave the premise, you automatically have to go back into quarantine upon
Yeah,
return or something like that. And I don't know how long their quarantine was, but yeah, they have plans in place. But like today, it came out how they're gonna be, operating on the resort. Which one of the funny things, I don't know if you guys saw this, was depending on how well the team was doing in the standings, is where they're staying at Disney World. So like the Lakers, the Bucks, and all these like top teams are staying like at the Grand Floridian or like the high end resorts, and like the lower level teams are just staying at the regular
At
Disney.
the Motel 6 down the freeway in Orlando.
Right, the Howard
well,
Johnson.
The AC
Shout out
doesn't
to
even work there.
shout out to the Hojo.
The
but
Hojo.
yeah, because they know those players are not going to be there for long.
I mean,
Yeah.
that makes sense too, but
And
like it's
you know,
hilarious.
I was reading some of the protocols. I was reading some of the protocols, and one of my friends that posted it earlier best described it like the Little League Championship when they put all these kids in like a
In Williamsport, in
yeah,
Williamsport,
yeah. I mean, they have like movie theater in there. They're
Yeah,
gonna have like
they're taking care of them.
recreation,
Yeah.
and they're allowed to watch other teams'
so
games and stuff like
so
that.
we have a
So
pinball, table
pinball tournament.
tennis, a ping pong tournament for us to watch while those guys are in quarantine.
So also, I don't
Yeah,
know if you guys saw that the players are allowed to go and see the other games, so
yeah,
that'll be interesting too. Like, no crowd there, but a team you're potentially going up against is there just
yeah.
watching you. Like, that's kind of cool. I mean, this is just
I
weird
can
and
imagine the
random.
chirping. I can imagine the chirping going
Exactly.
on
Yeah,
there.
that's what I'm
Oh yeah,
saying.
That's what I would on here.
yeah.
And especially if they mic them up, I know that was being pushed around a lot. Like,
No.
try to mic up
I
all these
like that
players.
idea. I like if the player goes to the game, they get mic'd up.
I know they're talking about
Yeah,
that in football this year. If there was no fans to mic up the players, just so you can
And
get like,
baseball too.
yeah.
I'm
Baseball.
for it.
Let's go back to baseball really quick
Well,
in regard to coronavirus. So one of the things that I read also is that a lot of players have coronavirus right now, and managers and staff members for
Right.
teams, right?
yeah.
I saw that
No.
Ezekiel Elliott came out, right?
Zeke came. That's NFL.
I know, but I'm saying like that was a new
Oh, does
player
he
that
have it?
that
Yeah,
I
came
Zeke
didn't
has
out
hear.
it.
Oh wow,
today.
he's got the Ronas, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's like a player from Dallas and a couple players from Dallas, a couple players from Houston who has it now.
Oh wow.
But yeah, like
And-
I mean, so I guess that's everybody's concern is like, okay, you start the season. Say there's, they've been saying that there's most likely going to be a second wave that's going to be occurring, and they're kind of already seeing right now, increased numbers because of Memorial Day, and then
This is
eventually,
not
I'm
even a
sure,
second wave, too.
and this isn't considered the technical second wave. So, say the season does get underway in these leagues, and the second wave hits, do they just outright cancel the season? And
I
is
don't
there
know.
a plan in place for that?
I think NFL you have to stop the season, but NBA and
NHL,
NHL and baseball you don't need to stop the season. You have enough players to play.
I
but
mean, NASCAR started to bring their fans back. Uh, and
1,000
I,
fans.
yeah, and these fans were chosen. I think they were like essential workers. They were celebrities. They were family members of drivers. Or,
Yes.
and they provided them a box lunch. All the fans. So I mean, even though the vendor concession stands were open, they still provided them a box lunch. But I think that's the way they were kind of testing it. I mean, yeah, you can look at NASCAR drivers as yeah, they're kind of secluded right there. It's one person in a car.
yeah, yeah.
You
But the
know,
grandstands are so far
yeah,
apart.
but there's still a pit crew there, right? There's still and they're all wearing masks, and you got to think about like the production team, right? The TV, like
Yeah.
Fox Sports and all
They
that.
have a limited production
I
team.
want to go
Yeah.
fast.
Yeah, I want to go. There he is.
Christian,
There's
I want to
Christian.
go fast.
did you finally make it?
He's out of timeout, Trayvon. He was asking if we kicked Christian out. I said yes, he's in.
But
timeout.
That's
the also
soft
interesting
copy.
thing is in a
Did you get
couple
Tommy out?
No, he's on his own.
Oh, damn.
He's still
in a
the
couple of
gulag.
weeks, NASCAR's going to have a race, their All-Star race in Bristol, and they want to have 30,000. They want to have 30,000 fans in Bristol, Tennessee.
I mean, I don't know.
I mean, the stadium
I know. DJ's not familiar with NASCAR, but Bristol Stadium. Think about putting
The
a
Coliseum.
track. Made smaller. I would say putting a track inside the Rose Bowl. It's a half-mile track,
Uh-huh.
and it's shaped like that. They call it Thunder
it's
Alley.
contained?
It's contained. It's like a little Coliseum, yeah, so to speak. But I look at it more like the Rose Bowl, so to speak.
So do you see that as a potential issue, being the way
I
the layout is?
30,000. I mean 30,000. That place probably holds
150. 150,000.
So you can spread them out. I mean,
That's a lot of people.
I know.
150?
Yeah, that's the max.
Triple Dodger Stadium?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Imagine two more decks. Imagine another deck of Dodger Stadium around.
Yeah. Another reserve, right?
Imagine you build on top of the reserve and just build all around the pavilions and stuff.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a big stadium.
Yeah.
I never knew. I never knew that.
Yeah, and it's like literally there's a track in the middle of it. And
So
it's like
that's where the largest college football game of all time was. They had a football game.
Is the plan like to sit people 6 feet apart? They got to space
Yeah.
out, or what? Do they have a plan as far as the?
Yeah, I mean 30,000 people. You could probably put a person in each row.
Right.
You know, a family per row or something like that. Yeah.
That'll be interesting. I wonder, does eventually, if this has to continue on, and stadiums have to operate at a third capacity, even that's even less than that. That's what is that? A fifth? You figure at that point, do the stadiums charge more for tickets also? Like if you're one of the lucky, like if they're only letting 10,000 people into Dodger Stadium, is there a premium on those 10,000 seats now?
Yes. Is it going to be advantage to be a season ticket holder? Yes.
Because there's more season ticket holders than there are. There's supposedly like 30,000 season ticket holders or something like that.
Yeah.
So you're telling me only a third of season ticket holders will be able to get in? Like, I could see that being an issue. Well, that'll be interesting. I mean,
Watch me.
It's once again one of those things that nobody has thought about. It's never been a situation where like, oh, what happens if we can only use, a fifth of our stadium?
Right.
Can we still sell them and make a profit? Can we make even more of a profit? Like, what's the new protocol? Right.
That's crazy. So, if you look at it, I just look at a picture of the Bristol and during the football game where they had $150,000. The football
I was actually gonna share my screen so DJ can see it.
Yeah.
Because I know he's not a big NASCAR fan.
I literally know.
There it is right there. I mean, it looks bigger in the picture, but I mean, yeah, it's
Still,
literally like Coliseum looking, and then they slap the damn track in the middle, and it's a half-mile track.
Just say that a football field fits in there easily. in that little
Yeah,
circle.
for sure. You could see
Yeah.
where it would fit easily. Is you're saying this is the All-Star for them?
Yeah, the All-Star race is going to be there.
Interesting.
150,000 seats.
You're right
Yeah.
though. What would you put, like one person in every row?
You probably can.
know
You
what
put a
I'm saying? Like-
family in each row, right? You know.
Yeah.
So
Christian,
wild.
are you only with us in audio?
For right now, yes.
What's up, bro? I feel like you joined us in the middle of this podcast. I think
He
you're
just
following
snuck in.
along.
He snuck in.
Kind of
Oh no,
snuck in through the back door.
I was able to watch through the YouTube. I provided
Yeah,
commentary.
he was commenting in the comment section.
I see
So
with the
I was keeping
hashtag
up.
Lakers in 5.
Lakers and five.
Well, yeah. Wait. So we know the NBA is supposed to happen in Disney World, but
Yeah.
there's a caveat now about the NBA playing.
And that is?
What's that?
Kyrie Irving has
Oh, yeah.
said
Yeah.
that
So
he
there's
doesn't think it's
controversy.
the right time to play basketball right now
And-
during the
and-
whole Black Lives Matter situation.
Right, and you know, and there's good points from both sides. You know, I mean, LeBron chimed in.
Right.
Who's the dude from the Clippers also, and then Kyrie had a
Pat
good point too.
Beverly.
Yeah,
Right.
Kyrie had. I mean, you know, it is something that's being brought to attention, right?
So
And,
the
you
two
know,
prominent people who says he might sit out is Dwight Howard of the Lakers
Yeah.
and
Avery Bradley.
I don't know Avery saying it was Dwight Howard. I just forgot about.
Yeah, it was Dwight
Who was
Howard
the
and
other-
Avery Bradley.
Pretty sure it's Bradley.
There was someone else who said that. I can't even think of it right now.
So yeah, there's obviously like a controversy with that, especially like the
Okay.
NBA is so close to starting back up, and now it's another thing that they didn't foresee happening.
I know, but
in the middle of the
this?
pandemic
I know.
that this happens.
I want to get Christian's view on this after I said something. Don't you get a better? Can you express more of your views and stuff if you're playing? Because I feel like if you're not playing, you won't be able to express your views in the games. Like you can't put
You're more silenced.
yeah.
Everything's going all crazy right now. Well,
I mean,
no, to answer your question, yeah, I mean, if it was me, I'd play, to get my voice across.
yeah, and like I said, there's good points from both sides. That's the way you get your voice across. That's exactly what Colin Kaepernick was trying to do, right, with the silent protest. And
Yeah, I mean,
and then you have
vocal. You can be vocal about everything, but also
Right.
play.
And then you have Kyrie's point of view of like, sports isn't important right now. We
Right.
need to really put attention to this kind of stuff. So it's 50-50, right? I mean,
Yeah, but would sports take away from this issue right now?
I don't think
Uh,
it would.
I don't think it would either. No,
I don't think it would either.
I think it could bring more limelight to it.
Yeah.
If there's more
You can
conversations
use the
about
money.
it.
You can
Yeah.
use the money you make and help the situation.
And that was a lot of players, point was we can use our money to donate, to give to communities, to bring more attention, to what's going on.
and continue to use their platform, which they all do, very well, all the NBA players. And you figure like every post game conference, every pre-game, you know what I mean? They could still be doing, peaceful protesting or whatever they have to do to, continue to raise awareness and not, necessarily like step away from the limelight for any means. They're
And there's
still get involved.
there's more eyes and ears on it now.
Yeah.
During Kaepernick's protest, it was like whatever, and people really took the message wrong where they thought he was disrespecting the flag, the military, and all that stuff. In reality, he was really bringing to limelight what was coming on, right? It was the injustice of law enforcement and things like that.
And
right.
Regarding that, what's crazy is back when everything was happening with Kaepernick, you know what I mean? Everybody kind of misconstrued what it was, like you said, and
Right.
it was a
Yeah.
bigger issue. But so many players now, are kind of acknowledging their point of views may not have been in the correct spot then,
Drew Brees.
as opposed to now.
But even Drew Brees, right?
I mean,
that was a little
JJ
controversial
Watt.
too for a second.
I mean, how about this? Roger Goodell hates saying he is wrong, and he actually admitted that he was wrong about the whole situation.
Yeah, and he released that statement that teams should really consider Colin Kaepernick. I mean, the guy has been working out since
Okay,
he quit.
Cough, Chargers. Los
No,
Angeles Chargers.
I don't think
That was a
here's-
discussion.
Throwing this out
It
there.
was,
Well, here's
it was
the
a
thing.
discussion. the Chargers
Is
or one of the
Colin
teams.
Kaepernick gonna go back as a backup quarterback? Because he said he doesn't want to come back as a backup quarterback. He only wants to come back as a starter. And I don't see any starting position really open other than maybe.
Hey, my thing is a guy got to the
if it
Super
was
Bowl
me,
that 1 year.
if it was me, and this is me coming from being a huge Colin Kaepernick supporter. His time with the Niners, his time with Nevada Wolfpack. If he wants to get back in the NFL, which obviously right now, teams are now willing to give him a chance. He's got to understand after 3 years of being out of the league, he's not going to just be able to be thrown back into it as the number one. He's got to earn a spot. Yeah. So if it was me, I would take. If someone's going to offer me a spot and they're going to make me the backup or maybe in third string, I'll take it, work my way up.
But here's the thing, though. Doesn't it make you look like still a martyr if he doesn't accept a job other than a starter, which I heard?
See, yeah, that's interesting because obviously when he left the league, he wasn't playing that well. Like he basically lost his job.
He was starting the last few games for the 49ers, including his. Actually, I was there for his last game.
He beat the Rams.
He beat the Rams. He came back from a 21-7 lead, or 21-7 deficit.
So do you think he still has
Hi,
what it takes to?
I mean, the guy stayed in shape. He's doing his workouts,
Yeah, but I don't think he's as good no more. There's so many better quarterbacks, good quarterbacks now. I mean, Cam Newton can't even get a starting job right now. He was an MVP. He was an MVP a couple years ago.
I don't know why he's not signed. I honestly don't know why the Chargers even haven't gone after.
Yeah, that was another rumor. He was.
You know why?
You know why? To get everyone the Chargers.
You know why? The Chargers don't want a guy who turns the ball over too much. Cam still does that.
Yeah, but who do they have better than Cam Newton right now?
Tyrod Taylor doesn't throw picks. He keeps the ball, doesn't throw turnovers. The Chargers wants to control the ball.
And
they don't want
for the same reason as the whole reasoning behind the Tom Brady potential signing with the Chargers. Their first year in the new stadium, they're trying to take some of the fans that not only the Rams have, but every other old Steelers or Niners or whatever fans.
Hey, I'm here.
What fans in the stadium?
I'm here. There's 300 of us. Shut up.
I'm saying they're trying to grab more fans. They want to be able to pack SoFi Stadium. If they do a big signing and a big,
how are they going to pack SoFi this year?
They can't. They're not going to do it this year. The only time a Chargers fan base is going to grow is what happened in the early mid 2000s. You need to win damn games. You need to win.
Yeah,
you need to get
exactly.
Because when that happened, when Philip Rivers around, LT, Gates. I swear to God, I seen people in LA with Chargers.
Sean Marion.
I'm like, where the hell did you come from?
Well,
right?
Yeah. Here's the thing.
It takes wins.
Here's the thing.
Using that logic, wouldn't that also apply for the Chargers signing Kaepernick as far as bringing in new fans or
are they really bringing in new fans?
Chargers are going to hate anyone that comes in right now because you're replacing Philip God Rivers.
The Chargers fans want to get rid of Rivers now. Some of them.
No, they don't.
Big shoes.
No, they don't.
Some of them did.
People still want Antonio Gates right now to play.
well, I think half the Charger fans realize Rivers was washed up a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I was one of them. I don't want to say he was washed up. I just think he didn't fit anymore. He didn't fit anymore to the Chargers. I don't.
It's a changing of the guard with the bolts.
And Tyrod. So if you bring in Kaepernick, if you bring in Newton, you're really not giving your rookie quarterback a chance to really develop for next year.
So you're just gonna throw him straight in, just from the get-go?
Well, that doesn't work either. AKA Ryan Leaf.
Toss him to the Wolves right away, or just give him.
If you bring in those two, you think those two want to have a multi-year deal, not just a 1-year deal?
I mean, if they don't have any deals going into the season. You're telling me Kaepernick would reject a 1-year deal, even if he's starting in that sense?
If he's starting, I wouldn't start him. That's the thing. I don't think he's good enough now to start. I mean, Jameis Winston, who had 30 touchdowns but did have 30 picks, is a backup now.
Also true.
Yeah. I just think football is just one of those sports.
He's the backup in New Orleans with Drew Brees. So.
Yeah, especially with Drew Brees, right? I just think football and hockey is just one of those sports you can't come out of college and then play professionally. It's a whole new system. I mean, it's college football is not as fast as pro football. The schemes are different. You got to read the defenses different as a quarterback, and that's one of the hardest things for these college kids, to jump in there into the pros. That's why you need at least a year under a veteran to get
Definitely
that.
on hockey
Same,
sense too. Yeah.
same with hockey. That's why
Yeah.
you have these farm teams. Baseball, no, you could throw the guy out of high school and on Dodger
No.
Stadium, he'll do good.
No. You see how many
It's
long it takes?
happened.
You see, what's the last high school player who got drafted and gone to Major League Baseball?
Christian.
Even
Bryce Harper.
even out of college.
Yeah, Bryce
it's the same
Harper.
thing.
Harper had 1 year.
Bryce
He was in the minors for a year.
But I'm just saying you don't
Even
need that much compared to a football, or hockey and things like that.
And yeah, still using the college to the pro jump as he's talking about football. That also applies with hockey. Baseball, if you do college, even then, like it's rare for them to make the jump from college to MLB. They usually got to go through single, double, triple. Like they got to pay their dues. I can't even remember the last time a college player made that jump.
Paco Rodriguez for the Dodgers.
See, how was that? How was that phenom?
I don't know. He was a relief pitcher, so that's how he got up so fast.
That's what I'm saying. At a certain point, though, too, if you can throw 100 miles an hour, even in September, you're gonna get at least a little bit time to shine.
Yeah.
Speaking of baseball,
Stephen Lee, unless your name is Connor McDavid.
Yeah, one of the controversies that came out this week was, Alex Cora came out, finally spoke to the media.
Yes.
He's been quiet.
Throwing everyone under the bus.
He threw everyone under the bus.
I mean, there's also a Yankee cheating scandal we got to talk about too.
And his main quote was, "This wasn't a two-man show."
Yeah, if you think it was just me and him.
Who was talking about Beltran, right?
Yeah.
It had to be Beltran.
He literally said everybody after May. What did he say?
And I was talking to Rob about this the other day. They cheated more than half of the season. Right. They had 1.5 months. They had 1.5 months of real baseball, and then they said, "Hey, screw it, we gotta cheat." And then won the championship that year.
I think I have a website. I gotta find it that showed you the amount of times or noise. I gotta find it.
Somebody they did the data, like every time a trash can was hit or whatever whistle they were doing.
Coronavirus or not, whether the season
SignStealingScandal.com.
Whether the baseball season starts this year or not, we will not forget, Houston. We can start the season 10 years from now. We will not forget.
It is still on site, Houston.
How bad of a year is Robert Manfred having, though?
Yeah, I know. Dude, it's so bad when I play the show on my PlayStation and I'm playing Houston, I automatically bean Altuve just for the hell of it. Just for the hell of it, man.
Just for
private. We don't condone violence here.
On general principles.
But yeah,
no violence here.
And I read some of Alex Cora's quotes, and he definitely said, they all feel ashamed in that organization. Yeah, you guys got caught. And
yeah, exactly.
The fact, but I think he was alluding to. He didn't say it was, and maybe I just read it wrong, but he wouldn't answer like, should they be stripped? I think he's on the fence of, no. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he feels horrible about it, and he can't not only not step foot in LA anymore, he can't step in Houston now that he threw that whole organization down.
And like going back to my whole Dodgers woe is me pity party. Once again, Alex Cora, part of the 2017 Astros, and then moves on to the Red Sox in 2018. We lost to again. Like we have to. I feel like double hate Cora.
Can we talk about
former Dodger?
And he's a former Dodger. That's what pisses me off.
Should Alex Cora be
Alex
the most
Cora
hated?
Is excommunicado.
Yeah, should he be the most hated man in Dodger fandom?
He should be banned and not Pete Rose.
Question.
No,
Barry Bonds.
Barry Bonds still be the most hated fandom.
Barry Bonds never stole 2 World Series titles from the Dodgers.
But we still hate Barry Bonds more.
I don't know. I'm
sorry. Let me say something about Barry Bonds. This is coming from somebody like me who was absolutely hated the Giants and Barry Bonds. I had no issue. You know what? Regarding him taking steroids, that was just kind of a bonus. I had an issue with him because of his attitude. I've actually been in a room with him, and that guy legitimately is a dick.
Yeah, everybody's always said that too. Like he's
just
like a horrible person.
Here's a story back. So here's a story back in the day of where Barry Bonds came to my golf work for a golf tournament.
Damn, I miss the Barry Bonds sometimes.
No, because Barry Bonds we had a golf tournament celebrity golf there when Barry Bonds was there, have someone sign the paperwork for the card slips. He just says, don't want to, and just has his other guys sign it for him.
So like he'll even refuse to sign the release.
Yeah, just a
form for
simple
golf
card
club.
slip. Yeah.
I'm gonna ask the question. Said, who do we hate more now, the Giants or the Astros? And that's kind of hard.
Giants.
I mean, who do you hate?
Oh,
The Ducks?
Houston.
The Ducks or Vegas more? It's like,
I cannot
can we
Yeah.
hate them equally?
Right
Sorry,
now,
I hate the Giants more. So
Just
well,
because
forever.
yeah, like if we're talking big picture, it's the
you know
Giants.
what? If we're talking organization, yes, the Giants. If we hate
Yeah.
people, Alex, Altuve and Alex Cora, definitely.
Cora, Altuve, Bregman, all those guys, Gurriel,
Yeah.
Correa.
As
Let's go on.
organization, nah.
But yeah, so like overall big picture, because it's been ingrained in our DNA as Dodger fans as long as you can remember, the Giants.
Oh, Alma, gosh, for the record, you don't hate Barry Bonds.
Oh
sorry,
no,
Alma.
She
no,
also
Bustos is
has
gonna
Netflix.
Bustos is gonna break up with you. What's gonna happen?
I
That's a deal.
despise Barry
That's
Bonds.
a deal breaker for him.
I'm back in the running for Alma.
Christian, you got your rose back.
She likes what's his name
I'm
from
like,
the Sharks.
she can like Barry Bonds, and I can hate him, and it's like it's fine. I ain't tripping.
I can't stand Barry
Spice
Bonds.
Adams behind the tree?
I
Okay.
also hate Barry Bonds, but I don't.
Wait, I
When he's behind the
respect
tree?
for what he's done in his career
Alma, you
before
got my number. Hit me
steroids,
up.
but I still hate his guts.
On general principles, just because, like I said, you've been in the pavilion during most of Bond's
Plenty
prime
of times.
steroid years.
Yeah.
Oh man.
You know
My
what I mean?
childhood.
when they would
DJ,
pass,
that's our childhood.
when they would pass
exactly.
the syringe, the blow up syringe
The
around,
syringes or like the
Yes.
pills,
Yeah.
and the pill blow up pill
just
bottle.
like the steroid
Great.
for the steroid
Good
chance.
times.
I
in the
mean,
pavilion for
if you
innings.
need the pavilions lit for games before
Yeah.
now, it were lit
It
for the
was
play for Jones games.
legendary.
I mean,
Yeah,
Like,
okay, so
dude,
And
every
what's legendary about that? Those fans were not drunk. We're
So
not allowed to have beers.
regular
do we
season
hate-
feel like a playoff game.
do we hate Barry Bonds because he juiced, or he juiced and he's a giant? Because we gotta
Oh.
remember Mark.
He's a giant. He's a giant.
Because Mark
Has
McGuire
it.
juiced
I
too
hate-
at that time, and I think
Well,
Sammy
I'm
Sosa did too.
Okay, there's this story. Did you guys watch the 30 for 30 on the Sosa McGuire chase?
I also agree
No,
that
not
the
yet.
steroid era of baseball was the best era of baseball.
It was fun to watch.
My favorite.
But I'm saying this:
It was.
the steroids that not Barry Bonds, but that Mark McGuire take, they were legal back then.
Were they? I don't.
Yeah, they were over-the-counter drugs that were legal, and just after they find out that was steroids and they banned them.
Yeah, performance enhancement drugs.
So like we've always
is
had.
what it was
I think we've joked about this last year on a podcast episode. I still stand by it. I feel like we should have the XLB.
Yes.
That's like the XFL, and steroids are legal, and you can use aluminum bats, and the fences
And you
are
can- and you
basically
can fight-
600
you
feet
can
out.
fight, You can
The
fight,
Wildcats.
You can fight.
and then it's like a 5-minute penalty or a 2.
Let's go LA
penalty.
Wildcats.
Also, yeah, let's just bring back the Wildcat names for the XLB, and no pitchers, just pitching machines. It's just like an all offensive brawl kind of thing. Like
The ball's juiced.
Pitching machines.
So everybody, even the the fielders have to wear cages because the balls are going to be
But-
coming off the bat like 200 miles an hour.
How great was baseball though that home run chase that we didn't even know before we knew about the steroids though?
It was
What?
fun.
How great was that year of 90,
98?
98
Yeah.
during that home run? Because Griffey was up there, Sosa was up there, McGuire was up there,
Especially, yeah.
Yep.
I mean,
Brian Anderson was up there.
also like the whole race kept people captivated because they were back and forth, and you were watching
Yeah.
Cardinals and Cubs games just to see if they're gonna hit a home run, and that kept
We're
people
gonna
like,
hit a dinger.
yeah, exactly, kept people entertained throughout that year. I can't remember the last time when there's something like where you're watching so many like out of market games to try
Batting
to follow
practice.
something. Yeah, because exactly almost every pitch is gone, and then you figure like 5 years later, Barry Bonds will come through and rewrite the. See, that's why that one's different because obviously as Dodger fans, I'm not necessarily rooting for him to break the record. We're hating him in this, like
Dang you,
public
Channel
enemy
Park.
number one. Yeah, he's public enemy number one. He's on the rival team and he's cheating and he's breaking all these records, getting national, media attention like day in day out in the sports
Yeah.
Hey,
circuit.
Bustos, for what it's worth, you're all yelling out, damn you, Chano Park, for Bonds hitting number 71. Well, the joke's on you because we still ended up getting the win that night.
I
Yeah,
mean,
but
nobody
I didn't
remembers
want.
the win.
And we eliminated them from playoff contention. So it's Petty
Nobody remembers
Friday.
Nobody remembers the win. Everyone remembers who gave up that home run.
Yeah, I'm with
So-
Bustos on that one. I did not even know they won.
Hey, whatever. Chan Hill Park still got that dub, though.
I
Daniel
like-
Park will
hey.
still always be remembered for his kung fu kick.
Yeah, against the Angels.
Tim Belcher.
The Tim Belcher.
Oh,
kung fu
Tim,
kick.
Belcher.
Dodge.
Yeah.
So bonus points for that. So not only was it like, him kicking Tim Belcher and it was a freeway series game, it was the thing flew week jerseys.
So
I
that's
mean, he did give.
also,
Channel
yes.
Park did give one to Cal Ripken in the All Star game too, right down the middle.
So it's a wash.
You know what, Bustos? I need you to stop slandering Chan Hill Park, all right?
You know what? I actually like Channel Park.
You put some respect on his name, all right?
I like Channel Park. I actually talked to him. He's actually a nice guy. He visited my old work a lot.
That's great. Stop slandering him.
I mean, he was there with Barry Bonds at the golf course.
No.
They were talking about, all right, so in 2003, I'm just going to give you one right
Can we
now.
just talk about? Can we take a moment to, acknowledge how awesome DJ shirt is? It was 3-0.
Oh, yeah, the classic.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Green
disappeared.
screen,
My screen cut Rex Rico when he did that too.
Right?
Green screen killed it.
I mean-
I think one of the best pictures was Christian wearing that up north. One of the
Yeah.
Instagram, Facebook.
Yeah.
Oh,
I know.
man.
Part of Christian's troll
So-
attire.
Okay, so
Which guys? It was the anniversary the other day of the 2014 championship.
Stanley Cup. Yep. Today is actually the sixth
parade.
anniversary of the parade.
Today
It
was
feels-
the anniversary of the parade.
It feels so far away 5 years ago or 6 years ago.
It was.
I was gonna,
It was.
I was gonna share something. I was gonna share something, but the screen share is like disabled.
Oh, let me hook you up, brother.
Here you go,
Go ahead.
Rico. Let me show you guys.
I can kick Bustos too if you guys want.
Okay, I'll be quiet for the next 5 minutes.
What's the
like-
ESPN show where they
like
can mute the
Chuck-
microphones?
Pardon.
Pardon the interruption.
That
Pardon.
one.
Yeah. No, it's around the horn.
Around the
That-
horn.
around the horn.
Oh shit!
So I have a fun memory from the parade that day.
I cut Bustos off.
Yeah, like I
I'll
was
bring
just
him back.
kidding, but I
I'll
think
bring
I'm
him
gonna
back.
leave it.
I'll bring him back.
Here we go, guys. Booyah.
I remember that too.
So here's the backstory behind that for those that are watching on the podcast. So I got that credential. So the guy on the screen is James Duffy. He's a on-screen reporter for TSN, which is, in my opinion, everything I wish ESPN would be for hockey here in America, but they're not. So that's Canada's version of ESPN. Anyways, I spotted the school as me and some friends are walking back towards Staples Center after Game 5, like well after midnight, and the team's still partying on the City View Terrace. And he's leaving, and he sees me and our friends, and we're like all on one. And he's like, you guys are excited about the win. We're like, yeah. Anyways, he asked are there any restaurants or bars that are still open, because everything around at LA Live was getting ready to close up. It was like almost 1 o'clock in the morning. And I told him there's this bar over on 7th Street that's still open until I think 3 o'clock in the morning. He was like, that made his day. And he asked me so that's great. Did you go to any of the games? And I said, no, I haven't. And to this day, I've never been to a playoff game past the second round. I've only been to the first round or second round. I've never been to a conference finals or Stanley Cup finals game. So
thought you did at Staples.
that may be the case, but I'm still not. Anyways, long story short, as a souvenir and a token of his appreciation for me helping him find a restaurant or bar that's still open, he gave me that credential. And he's like, well, you're not gonna be able to use it because the series is over, and obviously you don't look like me. And I'm like, yeah. So I decided to wear it randomly.
Did he just judge you, bro? Did he judge you by saying that?
No, he did not.
I'm
He
just
did not
kidding.
judge. You know who is judging me? The guy over my left shoulder.
Look at that guy. Yeah.
Look at that guy.
Looks like a hater.
Guy's
I was
mad.
gonna comment on him too. I was like, "Do we know who's photobombing you in this picture? Because he does not look happy that you."
Okay,
got
real
that
talk.
photo.
Watch him be someone like actually listening to the podcast right now. He's like,
I
screw
I
these
actually
guys.
know who that. All right, I know who that guy is though. True story. He is the ex-boyfriend of one of my homegirls. And it just happened to be-
Not
Yeah.
Alma, right?
No, not all. So
Don't tell Bustos that.
I know. It's fun messing
It's
with
gonna
him.
upset
turns
him.
out that is Alma's boyfriend.
Anyways,
I mean, she is ready to compete for the Bachelorette in our Hooligan.
yeah, we do need
Bachelorette.
another.
I'm in the running.
Yeah, we only got
Right
two
now I'm in
people
the
right
lead.
now. We need a bigger cast on this Bachelorette.
Right now, I'm in the lead for Alma's affection. I mean, we both
Only
love Dodgers, we love
because
hockey.
because of Barry
And
Bonds.
we like the Flyers,
Because if
too.
not, Bustos was in the lead. I just want you to remember.
She
It's
can love
only
Barry
because
Bonds,
of Barry Bonds.
She can love Barry Bonds, and I can slander him, and yet it'll still work out fine.
There you go.
She has Netflix, Boosty. She has Netflix.
I have
Right.
Netflix.
Once Bustos gets caught up on Tiger King, ooh, Christian, I don't know what to tell
Game
you.
over. Game over.
He's coming for that rose.
I got no time no more to catch up on Tiger King.
All of a sudden.
Bustos.
We're in the middle of a pandemic. You can watch Tiger King.
Oh,
You can
someone's
watch-
working like 40, 50 hours a day in his new job
You
now.
can learn.
50
you
hours
can,
a day?
Like on your break, you can check out why
I mean, a
everybody
week.
hates that
A week,
that
sorry.
girl Carol Baskins.
And I'm too busy in the stock market now too.
Oh yeah,
the
let's
mornings.
forget. It's
All of a
just
sudden,
Walt
they-
Disney Bustos.
All right, Wolf of Wall Street.
That's
Yeah.
why he's buying
All
us
right,
all.
Jordan Belfort.
He's buying us all PS5s. He said so.
Thank you, Boosty. I
As soon as that
appreciate
Disney
that.
stock bounces back,
Yeah.
that's
Thank
the
you,
Hooligan,
Cristianos.
the
I
Hooligan
mean,
Christmas
God.
gift.
That was a crazy week in stock market. Well, whatever.
Almost says hockey pucks, guys, no roses.
I don't know. My
That's
my
even a better
Bitcoin.
thing.
Oh,
My
hockey
Bitcoin
pucks and
movement
baseballs.
sucks.
She's like,
That-
and like the way she eliminates people is like, sorry, Christian, that's strike 3.
You're out. Oh, time to send you to the penalty box.
All
I'm
right,
in the finals.
5-minute major.
You're out.
I'm in the finals, and I already know how. So
Because there's only 2, unless we add that guy who's photobombing you.
I
Uh,
mean,
but-
I would definitely be in it to win it with Alma.
so
I mean, I guess that's our brand new Hooligan show idea, the Bachelorette with Alma.
you're just gonna film it at Staples and Dodger Stadium, just random venues.
Yeah, those are your date nights. Dodger Stadium and Lakers.
Staples and Dodger Stadium parking lots. Not even in the stadium, in the parking lot. In the parking lot, bro.
Right.
Occasional trip to
Or at Staples Center.
Ontario Rain games.
Staples Center next to the bacon hot dog people.
Right outside of it. Like,
Yeah.
you take
Baby
this
girl, I'm gonna take
bacon-
you to the finest bacon wrap hot dog
Right.
cart.
You take this bacon wrap hot dog as a gift to you. You're like,
Whatever
"What is-
toppings you want on it, you got it. I got you.
Would you like a $5 Memorial Kobe Bryant T-shirt,
No.
bro?
Hey, I
that's
bought
all they
one.
sell. I know they
I
had
bought-
some cool ones too.
I got that sweater that I got. Was from
Uh,
there.
You remember when that happened? How crazy it was around the arena with just like vendors popping up
You-
out of
you
nowhere.
know
I'm like,
what's
how fast
crazy?
are these guys?
I didn't even go see the Kobe Memorial during that time. I went to one of the games, but I think they had removed it already. But yeah, I mean, but even at that time, it was
it was chaotic.
It was
the
chaos.
vendors
Yeah,
were crazy.
It's the craziest I've seen the arena. Like,
And here's the
specifically
crazy
right
part.
around it.
Like I bought that sweater from the vendor. Most of these guys take cash. I was like, oh, I don't have cash. He's like, no, I got Venmo, I got PayPal, I got Cash App. What do you need? I was like, holy
Right?
crap.
Yeah, you know who
This-
also does that? The
The hot
bacon wrap
dog people.
Yeah.
They got
Even got, like,
Venmo
the
and all
PayPal
that.
and
Smart.
Venmo logos. I'm like, wow, this is.
I
21st
mean, I
century.
guess
I get your bread.
more people don't want to take cash no more, so you're gonna see more people
Yeah.
on the streets with Venmo and PayPal.
When did
Also
they start
true.
taking Bitcoin? Is my question. You know?
Yeah,
I
like,
don't know.
They're waiting for it to bounce back
Yeah, Bitcoin needs to make a comeback. So
to make a comeback.
Stocks need to make a comeback.
Bustos, I swear, every time.
yeah.
Hey, I guess you don't want those PS5s.
I mean, we're for it. It's our Christmas present is going to be amazing. No one's denying.
I
that.
mean, I unfortunately probably won't still get you guys a PS5.
You can afford it. Buster.
Stephen Leal says those parking spots definitely make some moolah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
The ones right outside Staples, like the ones by the convention center.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter which stadium.
Right.
But with coronavirus, they're all probably hurting now though, because there was not one event, not just at Staples, but a convention center.
Dodger Stadium parking is not hurting. They have all these rental cars there.
That's true too.
But that's
See,
faithful
see,
court.
McCourt still
That's
made
McCourt.
money somehow. He still made money during this pandemic. Oh my god!
But yeah, the street hot dog market just got killed during the pandemic.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah,
just,
once they legalized it.
There's there's an empty parking lot somewhere just filled with the little grocery carts and just waiting until the events start up again and everyone's just gonna get dispatched again.
And the $2 water and the $2 Gatorades outside the Coliseum.
Dude, during the Kobe whole thing on Fig, dude, they had like the taco setup. Like they were making tacos. One of them was like making churros. One of them was making hot dogs. They had like a whole like village.
And you could get a scarf while you're ordering.
Dude, you could get everything.
You could get a Kobe scarf.
You could get everything. Yeah, they had like even like his old jerseys, like his high school jerseys and stuff like that. I was just like, man, did all these people just have this, or they came together so quick? That was like within.
They came up quick.
Yeah, and
they picked the shirt. They picked the shirts up from down the street from Staples. That's all it was.
Right? For sure.
Oh, the screen.
Also, spots over on Broadway and everything.
Yeah.
All I gotta say is now 2020 needs to be end because 2020 has been a bad year.
It's probably gonna end because they said the Mayan calendar was off and this was actually it was supposed to end. So
I'm like, please
supposed to end in a couple weeks.
Please say psych.
2020 has been not the best from January to May.
Said that he went on Thursday night and they charged him $30, no games, nothing going on at LA Live, just to go to the memorial. So yeah, price gouging all around. It's kind of sad given the circumstances.
Yeah.
But what's amazing is that feels like a year ago, and that was barely 6 months ago.
I know.
That literally feels like so long ago, considering all the pandemic stuff. I thought that was going to be the craziest thing of the year. Early on, I was like,
our year is just washed.
Yeah,
I just can't. It feels like the last time we were in the studios feels like so long ago.
Yeah, we were saying this is our
3 months ago.
Our 10th episode, doing via these video calls, and we missed 3 weeks, I believe, or 4.
Yeah.
So yeah, like
3.
Man,
yeah,
it's been a minute. So much as so I got to put the studio back together. That's part of what our current plan before we all reconvene.
Plan. We have actually a few plans coming up, and yeah, studio is one of them. So
yeah,
keep an eye out on Hooligan hockey. So
yeah, we got some fun stuff to share.
Are we running any Hooligan?
DJ, isn't like the warehouse like under like it's like somewhat all clear because of phase 3 here in the state now?
Yeah, no, we're clear. It's just during everything, I had taken apart the whole studio and.
Hey, is Kristen gonna check our temperature before we walk in?
Yeah, that's part of the new protocols. We got
she's gonna check our temperature and slap
gun.
us.
We got the gun, and if you're just
do you have one? Because I'll just bring. I have one too. I can just bring it.
So you better have not been walking a long distance and be a little winded, because if you come up a little warm,
she's gonna.
They're gonna be on the Zoom call.
She's gonna get.
You'll be on the Zoom call with Tommy.
Yeah.
She's just like, sit in your car. Sit in your car. You're going on Zoom.
Like, and from outside the studio, joining us
because of it's high temperature.
We'll film them from the window, just like in their car.
Oh man.
But yeah, I feel like overall we covered basically baseball is not looking good. Basketball has a Disney plan in place. Oh, MLS, there's a tournament in
Disney World too.
Oh, that's right. Let's talk about that. Yeah, so MLS is back. They're doing so it's not like whole season's doing like everybody else doing down in Florida. They're just doing.
Is it breaking up for you guys?
Yeah,
you're breaking up, dude. Maybe turn off your video.
I got an idea. Hold on a second.
Or turn your head.
Do I sound clear now?
Yes.
Yeah, better.
Yeah, it happens. That happens from time to time. Anyways, because I'm wearing the exact same thing in the picture. Anyways, so MLS is doing a tournament in Florida where all the teams are playing, and the winner of that tournament will get an automatic spot in the CONCACAF Champions League, and that's like the club. Like how like overseas, you have the English Premier League. That's pretty much what they have.
Yeah, it's one of the big trophies.
Yeah, so the North American version of the Premier League.
Speaking
No,
of English,
yeah.
God,
I'll say, speaking of MLS, what about what's his name on the Galaxy that got booted because of
yeah.
his wife's
Alexander
tweet?
Katai.
Yeah. Oh my
Alexander
God,
Katai.
his wife screwed it up for
He
him.
played 2 whole games.
So it turns out that guy had he wasn't really well received even before he was on the Galaxy. I guess he had issues with one of his black teammates with the Chicago Fire
Oh
in the
yeah,
past.
I didn't hear
So
that.
Oh, I didn't know
hear
that.
that was CJ Sarpong, who was on the Chicago Fire, and pointed out the Katais weren't too fond of people of color.
Interesting. Even more
Yeah.
so, I guess. I feel like if the Galaxy knew that ahead of time, I wonder if he was on a short leash or anything like that, or if they
I don't think
didn't
they
know.
honestly. I feel like they didn't know, and then once it was brought up, it's like, okay, so we got to do something.
Yeah, like that's. I don't know. Like after so many times of making the same mistake, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's going around in all sports. I mean, NASCAR is just going through that right now, right? They banned the Confederate flag, right? From
Yeah.
their,
Yeah.
That's a big deal. And most of the fan base are from the South, and you see that all the time in tailgates. That's going to be interesting when fans and tailgating is back at the same, how hard they
How they
influence
enforce
that
it.
rule.
Yeah.
And then Bubba Wallace, who's the only black driver right now for NASCAR, had got a new paint scheme on his car. He had Black Lives Matter painted on it. One of the helmet sponsors who does all the helmet graphics for the majority of the drivers kind of made like some rude statement about that.
Yeah.
And Bubba Wallace was like, well, I'm not, I don't want you as my sponsor anymore. I don't want you painting my helmets. And the owner kind of got a little smirky on Twitter, was like, yeah, whatever. I still have all these other drivers. Next, all these other drivers, Jimmy Johnson, all these top name drivers stopped,
Oh yeah, they pulled.
dropped them. Yeah. Like,
That's
we're not
good.
going to use these guys, so it's good for the sport because, like I've said in the past, NASCAR is really trying to be more diverse. They're trying to open up their fan base. They don't want to keep it just, Southern rednecks and stuff like that, though that is a foundation.
Right.
But I mean,
who do you honestly think, like you're saying, NASCAR is trying to, broaden their market. They're trying to, bring in new fans. I feel like there's certain sports, certain leagues that are going to benefit from this coronavirus in the sense of baseball is not looking good. It might not be around. There's a lot of, misplaced baseball fans who could be looking
NASCAR is the only thing live right now.
NASCAR, exactly. Golf,
Yep.
eventually soccer. Like,
Soccer's back in the European Premier League. They had the first Premier League match, and it was hilarious because
this is like a perfect chance. I feel like for MLS, to strike while the iron is hot, so to speak. Where they're trying to grow. They're arguably like the number 5 sport. They could have a chance to make an impact and grow.
And they could jump baseball. Why baseball is screwed up?
Especially if there's a lockout.
It's funny because there was this one NASCAR driver who tweeted, he's like, I'm done with the sport. They're banning, our history, total like pro Confederate, right?
Yeah,
and then people were like, who the hell are you? Like, I was even like,
who is he?
The guy was like in the truck circuit. Apparently.
Yeah, Ray Sorelli. And everyone was like, okay, so you're not going to be missed, but
and he had never won a race, right? Like he was like 0-32.
It's like weird flex, but okay.
Yeah, it's like, okay, dude. who
are
you, by the way?
I think he was just trying to get the most attention he can get because he knows he's not going to get any attention.
I'm sure that worked for him. But as far as like going back to MLS goes, they have a big opportunity, and doing this little tournament, that'll be good. That's also in Disney World. So supposedly this pool drawing was random, but seeing how
it wasn't random for sure. God dang it.
No,
totally random.
Totally random.
Totally random. The Galaxy just happened to end up with their crosstown rivals, LAFC.
And then isn't Portland, Seattle, and Portland? No.
And Houston. Portland, Houston, and LAFC are with the Galaxy. Like, these are all like rival teams, more or less.
And the New York teams are together.
Yeah, there was nothing random about it. Like, everybody saw that coming. And honestly, like we said, it's good for
totally
the sport.
Random.
It's good for them to grow the sport, having the LAFC, LA Galaxy matches, because that's probably the those are the highest rated ones in MLS right now. Like, through and through, like those have been the last 2 years the best matchups. I think the highest rated matchups. So like that's only going to help them. And I feel like they know that, and this is their opportunity where they could be like, if baseball keeps messing up, they're really gonna mess up the next generation of baseball fans. All the young kids. If baseball's gonna be not playing this year, they'll be back next year and potentially not playing again next year. They're really hurting. They're shooting themselves in the foot.
Yeah,
So,
baseball is in big trouble.
Yeah,
but
it's a
I
real
honestly
damn
am
shame
excited.
too.
I'm excited. Obviously, like the last 14 weeks, we've been like, can't wait for sports to come back. At least now, finally, we're starting to get them not only plans but the actual sports themselves coming back.
But
Yeah,
yeah, I get to bet on NASCAR and golf now.
Alma's asking, do you guys really think the NHL is going to happen? I won't believe it until I see it.
Yeah, I actually think that's gonna happen.
they're gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
I think that sport's probably the most likely gonna happen over basketball and baseball.
Yeah, I would have said basketball before, a week ago. Now there's some more uncertainty with basketball. Baseball doesn't look good at all. Football, I could see it still
Football
happening.
happened.
Well, it's
Because of
interesting because now football is becoming an interesting topic with the Zeke and a couple of Texans getting the
yeah.
corona, and
So
now
like
some people want to push the season back.
yeah, so if anything, I feel like maybe hockey has the best chance of coming back. But like I'm saying, I think we were talking about this last week. I don't know how excited I'm gonna be for no fan playoff hockey. Like
Jesus.
the atmosphere is just like
Just just do what the Premier League is doing. Put the have the fans push into the salary into the stadium.
Sorry, there's like someone lighting a gang of fireworks outside of my house. I'm like, what the hell's going on out
you're
there?
It's the
under
4th of
attack.
July.
Hey, welcome to San Pedro.
Welcome to the hood, bro. Hey, they've been lighting fireworks since May. Shoot.
Yeah, it's true because I could. It's been so quiet. I could hear the fireworks from where I live.
I swear it sounds like Disneyland outside right now.
It's funny. I'm
I
actually
think
right by
Rico's
Disneyland right now. So.
Rico's under
It's
attack
still
right
going, man.
now. They know
How
you're
about
doing the podcast.
how about the interesting big news that
Oh my.
Disneyland's are going to open in the
Yeah,
next month?
July 17th, I think, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rico, you gonna be there day one on the Star Wars ride?
I don't know yet. I'm
Rise
not
of the
sure.
Resistance Group 1?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Yes.
I feel like I'd be scared to go, honestly.
I don't know. I think I got to see how it is because I don't have much patience sometimes at that place. I'm like I don't want to wait 4 hours for one ride. Yeah. But
How
Especially,
about Vegas?
like,
How
they're
about
gonna
Vegas
have,
right now?
I'm going to Vegas definitely. We're taking a Vegas trip soon.
You gotta give me a
Usos,
report on that. You gotta give me a report on that because I'm interested in going this summer too.
Yeah. Well, I've seen a couple reports or a couple of vloggers on YouTube who went there day one when it opened, and MGM they say that MGM it's actually these Disney vloggers they do a lot of traveling, but they say that the MGM no valet parking. You park your own car because you don't want valets getting into your car and stuff like that, and then they give you like this cool like social distancing kit, so to speak. They provide MGM masks now, nice
Oh,
masks.
dope.
These little like key things that you put on your hand that has like a little handle so you can open doors with it and you can push stuff with it so you don't actually have
without
to touch
actually
it.
touching.
Yeah. There's
So,
they give you tons of hand sanitizers and masks throughout the whole facility and each so for example blackjack, right? They're only allowing 3 people per table and there's like plexiglass dividers between each
Yeah, I saw
of
those. Just like at the
crap.
gyms. They got
Yeah,
like
exactly.
the crowd's pissing me off.
Yeah.
Only
But
5 to the table.
but I also seen a video because Vegas opened on a Wednesday, something like that. I
Yeah.
seen
On
a
a
video.
Thursday.
Yeah,
Thursday morning. Thursday.
I seen a video of Cosmopolitan Saturday.
Yeah.
Where they took all that
Um,
stuff down.
No, it was the day of the UFC
Every-
fight.
It was all gone in the casinos. No plexiglass, nothing. So I think the loophole is they just had to have all those measurements up to open. And I think once they
Yeah.
open, they're like, all right, we're open. It's good. Take all the stuff down, But yeah, I need to get my Vegas. I need to get my craps game on.
I did
guys,
too.
so
I know.
gotta
That's
get
the
my
one.
craps on, man.
Me too, Rico. I think we need to do a podcast.
Live from the strip.
Yeah, live from the strip.
Yeah,
all our
I'm
gamblers.
down.
I mean,
down.
I mean, we probably could get. I probably could get a free room. You probably could get a free room
Yeah,
for our bad gambling.
You know what's probably quiet there is the
Tommy could get a free room.
Is the sports book
Bring
right
the
now.
little
Right? The sports
No,
book
Zach,
has to be
Sports
empty.
book is probably
That's empty.
dark there right now.
Oh yeah.
They're playing 90 Day Fiance.
Well, they have soccer now. They have European soccer.
Yeah, that's true. They'll bet on anything. But yeah, no.
I could
definitely
stay for like
do a
$25 a night at Circus Circus.
And then,
I had a
Did
we should
someone say
all
the
go to
Hojo?
Vegas.
Yeah.
Trayvon's
The
Motel 6.
Hojo.
Hojo.
Hey,
Trayvon's Motel
hey.
6.
Poolside from the Vegas MGM.
There
Yeah,
you go.
and then we all go to Battlefield Vegas.
Hey, Vegas blew a 3-0 lead
Oh, they sure
in
did.
Game 7.
Wait, so and if they have the hockey playoffs in Vegas, we try to get some hockey players who decide to sneak out.
If they did it in
BTMZ.
Vegas,
Oh, that's cold.
I saw that supposedly Canada was also being considered as one of the, what are they calling them, the hub cities for
What?
the
Hub
hockey?
cities. Yeah.
Vancouver,
Which Canadian?
Edmonton,
Oh,
or
okay.
Toronto.
I could see Toronto being a hub
I could
city.
see Toronto for
I mean,
sure.
They have
It-
so they have you have Scotiabank Arena, which is where the Leafs play. Air Canada Center. I still call it Air Canada Center, but Scotiabank
Okay.
Arena.
Has a story.
And then you also have the Rico Coliseum.
Sorry,
spelled-
Cynthia has show and tell at work tomorrow, so she's like taking some of our hockey memorabilia. So she's like going through all my signed Kopi stick
You're like,
and
not
stuff
that
like.
one.
I was like, you got show and tell at work?
It's
So,
like, babe, not that one. No.
so
Kev
basically
said
where
Australia
where the
rules
Marlies
football.
play, where the Leafs play.
Yeah. Those are the two buildings off the top of my head where they can play hockey.
Yeah.
In Vancouver, you have
The Rogers Center.
no Rogers Center is a baseball stadium in Toronto. That's the Sky
I thought-
Dome.
I thought it
You're
was a
thinking of
Rogers.
Rogers Arena.
Yeah, sorry, Rogers Arena.
In Vancouver, Rogers
Vancouver,
Arena.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, that's where the Canucks play at, and they also have the Pacific Coliseum, is where they used to play at, and right now the Western Hockey League's junior division, the Vancouver Giants play there. So,
Isn't there a rule
Right.
that every province has to have an arena named Rogers?
I think.
no,
So.
but let's put
Is
it
that
this
what
way:
it is?
Rogers is like the main cable outlet for
Where do
For Canada.
the Oilers play?
Rogers Place,
And where do the Canucks play?
Rogers Arena.
And where do
I know.
It's like Mercedes Benz on the football
And,
stadiums.
and where do the Canadians play? And Royer. The Royer
And where do
Arena.
No, the Habs play at Bell Center,
where do the Blue Jays play?
Rogers Center.
Exactly.
It's like the Atlanta. What does the Atlanta Falcons play now?
Mercedes-Benz Stadium,
What does the New Orleans Saints play?
Mercedes-Benz Superdome.
Right? Same thing. So Mercedes Benz is basically Rogers, even though it's communications and auto and all that. I feel like we covered mostly everything today, guys.
Sure
Yeah.
did, boys.
Wasn't a lot. Hopefully next week we'll be back in studio. If I can.
Hopefully.
That is
Get
the
this
tentative
going.
plan. Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
Hopefully.
Let's just say officially yet unofficially, all signs point to us having a percentage of the crew back in the studio.
Also, Kevry making a point. The American Airlines Arena in Miami and Dallas.
Yeah. And Kevin,
American Airlines, yeah, this is where I thrive. American Airlines Arena in Miami, American Airlines Center in Dallas.
Yeah.
It's too confusing. Like,
And
I like his Hub City reference to Compton.
you know what Kevin
When we
also
used to
reminded
coach,
me?
when we used to coach youth football, we used to play against the Hub City Tar Heels.
Hey,
Compton.
I
They're
was-
a Compton squad.
I was watching SportsCenter and seeing 10, 20,000 fans in a rugby game in New Zealand. I was like, I wanted to be there.
oh, dude, New Zealand.
That's because
rugby's
New
the
Zealand
best.
did everything right regarding handling this pandemic.
It's
just
an
always-
island. It's an island, so there's a lot of variables to that.
No way, they
in
were
Australia.
smart about it. They were very.
They were just smart and people actually listened.
Yeah.
But it's also an island. There's a lot of variables.
Doesn't
They
matter.
can.
Other islands
Still,
are still
people
having
listened.
issues. You're saying that Australia also gets the same pass?
Yeah.
Right.
Well, they closed the whole country down
That's what I'm
The-
saying.
from
and
travel.
It worked. And
From
people
travel.
listened.
from travel.
What about
You could
England
go to.
or whatever?
You could easily. They didn't close travel. You could easily find a way to go to England if you had to.
That's what I'm saying, because they managed that well. That's not because they're island.
Yeah.
That's because the government closed it down, locked them down,
Yeah.
and their people were listening to protocols.
Yeah.
So, yeah. What were we saying next
Plus,
week?
hopefully,
Hopefully studio
Back in
time.
studio. That's a tentative
All
plan,
signs
guys.
point to it.
Hopefully
It's
looking
we'll
good,
bring a lot of
guys.
surprises.
I
Hopefully
mean,
we'll bring a lot of
DJ,
surprises.
you're the one who needs to make sure everything's set up for that
I'm
to
gonna try
happen.
my best, guys. Don't put all this pressure on me.
No pressure whatsoever, DJ.
Nah, we'll be good.
No
we'll be
pressure.
good. I'm
And there might
basically
possibly
giving you-
be Big Nick's Pizza.
That is a possibility.
Very big possibility.
And speaking of Big Nick's Pizza, we gotta go to our other sponsor.
All right.
Oh,
Let's
that's
get our.
right.
So, I feel like we always are plugging our sponsors. We got our main one, Rose Cremation, which Christian does, but this time I feel like
As always,
Whoa, not yet. I gotta get your graphic up here. All right, go for it.
every episode of the Hooligan Sports Podcast is brought to you by our good friends at Rose Cremations and Bellflower. Always telling you guys, think about tomorrow. Today.
There you go. Give them a call, 562-804-0404.
Be those
Always-
fire deals.
Always taking care of us, but I'm saying we always, promoting. I feel like we never promote the Hooligan brand.
Yeah.
Actually made a little.
Get your shirts and hats, guys.
It's just more than a
So-
podcast.
Do some hooligan
Right, so
stuff, bro.
anybody watching the podcast, if you want 10% off your next order, use the promo code podcast at www.hooligansports.net and get one of these fine shirts. We have hundreds of shirts and tons of fun. And if you haven't checked this out, if you only know us for the podcast, which would be weird, check us out. Doesn't hurt.
I mean, those Rob Manfred shirts has aged well.
That's what I'm saying. Those ones, that one continues to give. Rob
Mhm.
Manfred shoots.
And you can, even if you're not a Dodger fan, we do make it in some different colors. Those shirts.
Yeah, that is true.
No, we
They
don't.
can have-
You have
on
to
the-
be a Dodger fan. No, I'm
On the
just
Fire Manfreds, these are the first ones since we knew so
Yeah.
many other fans agree on this. It's available in red. If it happens to be red.
kidding. If you're
black.
Houston Astro fans, we'll make it in pink, whatever.
We also do what else? Was it blue, black, navy, red? Those are your options.
Yeah.
So,
It's about
Yeah.
a lot of the team colors.
Get some,
Most of the teams are
some
covered.
Kelly Green or Forest Green. Just throwing this out there.
also, we have Rob Manfred is ruining baseball.
Yes,
I mean,
he is.
like I said-
Alma, we'll definitely put those on Twitter.
Oh, for sure.
DJ will do that next hour.
It's something we can all unify around. It's our hate of Rob Manfred. If anything, is bringing rivalries, putting them aside, and bringing fans together. It's now the hate
even
of Rob
if you're
Manfred.
Barry Bonds fan,
Even if Barry wants
That-
to join us in the Fire Manfred movement, I'm for it.
we'll make
I
him
mean-
we'll make him a brown and orange shirt.
I
We'll
would-
give
hey.
him a pass.
I was still wearing the Hooligan shirt. Barry still sucks.
Also, another hooligan class.
Yeah, Stephen Leal said we need ambassadors. Yes, we do. I was top ambassador and I beat Tommy out of that.
Oh,
for
Tommy's
years.
not here to defend himself, so Rico gets
Boy,
it.
I was
He
top
gets the
salesman for
title.
Hooligan. Dude, I'm so much of a hustle. I try to sell him shirts in Vegas.
That is how you guys
I
actually
mean-
met before I
That's how I
introduced
met
them.
Tommy.
True
True
story.
story,
Yes.
small hooligan side story. Rico and Tommy actually met each other before I had a chance to introduce them to each other.
And we were
Because
slanging Hooligan shirts.
At Frozen Fury in Vegas,
Yeah.
our top salesman, Rico over here, was like handing out promo packs and stuff to like different people wearing hooligan gear.
I'm walking around the
happened to see-
casino, dude, and
Just like the people handing out the escort cards.
it was like,
Yeah,
hey,
so-
man,
Hooligan
you need a
gear.
shirt? You need a shirt? You need a hooker? I got you, bro.
What size is he? I got you, bro. And Tommy was walking into the casino
Because
as
he had a hooligan shirt. I was like, oh,
The
cool.
good
this
old-
guy has a hooligan.
yeah,
Let me
The good
give
old
him,
Frozen
let
Fury
me give
days.
him my discount code.
So
you know?
yeah, so then Rico goes up to Tommy and gives him his discount, and Tommy's like, "Wait, how do you know? You know DJ?" And then like,
He's like, and then he was like, I work for Hooligan Hockey. It was like, so do I. It was like that Spider-Man meme where we're like, I was like, so do I, dude. Who the
Oh
hell
my
are
God.
you? Next thing you know, we're at the pool party, because we still those epic pool parties, and Tommy was there. And,
you're like, that's
you know,
the
him and
happy
lady
ending to the
were having a good
story.
time. That was
The
great.
special Kings Vegas shirt we made for last Frozen Fury. I walked around Vegas with that shirt, and everyone complimented me with that.
And
Did
then
Rico
it
give you a
was
pack?
no, because I
Yeah,
didn't, he didn't have Netflix back then. No,
Right, that's true.
and that design was actually stolen after. I didn't.
Yeah,
The Kings made the Kings made it.
Yeah, someone that the
Someone
Kings
made it.
hired.
It
Yeah,
was the
took
same
that
design.
Almost literally
Yeah.
the same design. So
The
it
Kings,
Hey.
happens. Story of my
Hey
life.
DJ, we should have an episode like who's the real #1 hooligan seller.
Salesman.
Support. Salesman, supporter,
Yeah,
backer.
because you asked Tommy. Tommy says it's him, but Rico right now declared it him, and Tommy's not here to defend himself. So I
I
feel like
mean,
this is going on public
Rico's
record.
out here plugging. Rico's out here plugging the brand during like all these live high-speed chases on the local networks
Right.
and such.
Also true.
I
Am
get
I
free
the-
That
advertising.
viral marketing.
I
Yeah,
am I the number? Am I the number one's backer?
But no. Going back to Bellflower Boulevard, who had the most pictures in the Hooligan wall?
Ooh, and I think
You.
that might have been a tie between you and.
No, I
Tommy
took one
then.
down. I won. I took one of Tom's down. I won.
Like I counted, I had 13. He had 13. By the time I left, he only
I had a
12.
decent amount. I had a decent amount of like guerrilla advertising up in San Francisco.
Okay,
Also
okay.
true.
Who got Chris Sutter his shirt?
Oh.
Who
that is
got his
true.
moves like Sutter's shirt?
Wait,
and he
so they
Tweeted
want
it
to
in
see.
his hand.
They want to see the Vegas shirt. I still have it.
I thought you were wearing it right now.
Bustos, why do you have a Boston Red Sox pin in your room?
Hey,
What
look.
is that? Tennessee.
What is that
Oilers?
Clipper? The Clippers.
Tennessee Oilers?
Hey, I spotted. I seen an imposter, guys.
So Bustos, during the World Series, did you have this Red Sox pin
Big
it up?
fat phony.
He had an Alex Cora jersey too.
Yeah, this was the Vegas shirt.
Yes.
Yeah, that's great about the Vegas shirt. What about that Red Sox pennant you have in your room?
Yeah, dude.
Big fat phony.
He's like, this isn't about my Red Sox
It's a
pennant. guys."
phony.
Hold up the
I
shirt,
mean-
Bustos.
Alma just called you out, bro.
He's like, oh God, what have I done?
There it is. And there it is. It's don't worry, Bustos. I'll
Hey,
send
Bustos,
you an invitation to the wedding between me and Alma.
Can you move your
Oh,
camera
wow.
to the right a little bit?
Right this way.
Yeah, keep going.
Oh no.
No, the other way.
No.
No, keep going.
Oh,
Oh,
Nationals,
keep
Yankees,
going. I want to see. Okay, no, I get it.
Padres.
Oh my,
More to the top. Go up.
oh my god.
Bustos, if I see an Astros one up there,
If
No.
I see an Anaheim
It's
Ducks
on
one there,
site.
I swear
There's a
to
Ducks
God.
one. No, there's no Duck ones.
Bustos.
I have a Seattle
Joshua.
Sonics one.
Are these
Hey,
just
I
like
used to
stadiums you visited or what?
the cities I
Oh.
visited. I always
Okay,
used to.
I get it then. That's cool.
All
I
right.
used to
Excuses.
collect all the cities I visit.
All right, we'll give you a pass, Bustos.
We'll give you a pass.
We'll give you a pass.
Not me.
And it was not the
Not me.
Houston Oilers. It was the Tennessee Oilers when he first moved.
I know. That's why I said
Oh,
Tennessee
nice.
Oilers.
Well, anyways,
Yes.
guys, solid episode. Thank you to Rico, Bustos, Christian for
Tommy and
being a part.
Spirit.
Tommy and Spirit for always being on these episodes. Hopefully next week we'll be back in studio. Like I said, don't forget Rose Cremation sponsored. Check out the website. Use promo code podcast. Get 10% off. Help Rico
If you
pump
want-
those sales numbers. He's trying to
if you
stay
want to-
number one.
Hey, anybody
Support
else
your
want to
local
sponsor
hooligans,
us?
yo.
Anyone else want to sponsor us? So just DM us. We can negotiate a sponsor deal.
Yeah, we're open to
Yeah.
more sponsors. If you want to sponsor us,
If you guys order
Go
and
get
put
a
in
plug.
promo code podcast and put in a special note to Rico's great salesman, Bustos will buy you a PS5 or
Yeah,
sure.
no.
You'll be
So
part of the
please do that,
Christmas
guys.
gift.
and
No.
a free game and an extra controller, guys.
Yeah, and if you want to sponsor the show, Christian will be more than fine coming up with a jingle on the
Yes.
spot
You're damn right.
for
do
all
it.
new sponsors.
Okay, guys.
But yeah, we'll see you guys next week back Mondays. It was Tuesday today, but yeah, we'll be back next Monday, 8 p.m. Thanks again,
Hopefully
everybody.
from the studios.
Hopefully got some new studio setup, new fun, all that fun stuff. Until
Yeah.
then, guys. What do we do, Christian? I don't have the soundboard. It's hard to like cue people up without my soundboard because usually I would just play the outro right now.
Beautiful morning.
But
Beautiful morning.
don't forget to subscribe too. I'll see you later, guys.